And that's a great question and moves me on to like the second point that I wanted to talk about with respect to credit card rewards, which is, let's say you're earning cash back. There's a lot of like questions as to whether or not that cash back is tax-free or not tax-free. Mm-hmm. And the answer is supposed to be, it is when you, let's say you're buying a Facebook ad and you're getting 2% cash back, right? So you spend $100, your actual expense is $98. Mm-hmm. And so the reality is you're supposed to expense the $98 and not the $100, and that 2% cash back is tax-free. Most people are expensing the $100 that they spent on Facebook, not that $98, mm-hmm. and they're keeping that 2% tax-free, and they don't pay taxes on it.
Got it. But
so basically, they're getting the cash back tax-free.
Got it.
And whether that's legal or not, I've got no opinion. And
is it legal?
Yeah, like I'll tell you, Bank of America doesn't issue you a W-2. They're not right. Like, hey, Nick, we gave you $100,000 in cash back last year. Here it is. You've got to report it to the U.S. government, and you've got to pay taxes on it. They don't do that. So you can get all the cash back technically tax-free.
Huh.
And whether, I think you're supposed to report it or whether you're not supposed to report it, I'd be surprised. Like, before the Wayfair decision, let's say you bought something from, Hint, mm-hmm. and it was delivered to my home in Florida. I was technically supposed to pay sales tax. I was supposed to go to the state of Florida and say, hey, I bought something online. You didn't collect sales tax. Here's the sales tax that I was supposed to pay for this purchase of a case of Hint. Nobody did that, right? You never bought anything online and then went to the state government at the end of the year and said, hey, I didn't pay this sales tax. Here it is. You're just like, fuck it. That's now like, I'm not going to pay that.
Right.
Generally, I think that's what's happening with cash rewards. Nobody's paying, income taxes on cash rewards.
Right.
So the 2.62% cash back that you're getting is kind of like 4% cash back if you're in a high tax bracket.
I see.
Because you get it tax free.
Right.
Like let's say you earned, I paid you $100,000 to do a bunch of work. You'd have to pay taxes on it. You'd end up with $50,000. This 2.62%, you're getting tax-free. So like pre-tax, it's almost like getting 4% cash back. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
So that's why it's an amazing card. It's 2.62% cash back. The other thing you asked is like, what can you do with that? Can you just pay off business expenses or can you get cash out? What you don't want to do is pay off business expenses. You want to take the cash out because if you pay off business expenses, you might not realize that those are expenses then. Mm-hmm. You might say, okay, let's say you get $10,000 in cash back every month. You might say, I take this $10,000 and I paid off Facebook ads with it. So I didn't spend, let's say my Facebook ad budget is $25,000 a month. I spent $10,000 in cash back to pay that off. Now I only had $15,000 in expenses. So you're not going to write off you're not going to count as an expense $25,000. You might only count $15,000. Mm-hmm. So instead, take that cash out and still expense that $25,000 from a tax perspective.
Got it. Because it's tax free. Put it aside.
Because it's tax free, and like you want all of your expenses counted against your income.
Right.
Sharma Brands earned $100,000 this month. You don't want to be like, oh, you know what? I got $50,000 in cash back. So actually I applied it to all these expenses and now I made $150,000.
Right.
Government's going to say, wonderful. Thank you. Give us the cut of that $50,000.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you take the cash out and just put it in your personal account or whatever you want to do with it, it sits there tax free and it's your money.
Right.
So it's really powerful. I think it's really powerful.
Yeah.